is Ashley, and it is 6/22/2014, and it's 8:21 p.m. I am going to try to be brief. I am an advocate. I create public awareness about new forms of high-tech crime, but I'm also a victim of a high-tech domestic terrorist organization that is using very advanced technologies, free space lasers, sound waves that act like laser beams that have the ability to violate privacy, but it also gives them the ability to be able to communicate. These high-tech terrorists are actively violating human rights, and they are using some type of sound wave, focused ultrasound, and wireless non-invasive computer brain interface technology that allows them to hear thought. A lot of people, when they hear that, they immediately freak out. They're like, oh, it's not possible. Do a search on Google for neurotechnology and you will validate what I'm saying. Though science says that technology isn't there yet, understand that having technology like the technology I just shared with you is very profitable. So the people who have been using it illegally and victimizing children, adults, violating privacy, and doing every other type of crime that you want to think about, of course, would not run out and tell everybody they had it. I am going to talk about a couple of different things. Bear with me if I look over to this way, the right, a couple of times, because I'm going to be reading because I had a lot to say. And so I definitely want to share it with you. So I basically heard a lot of victims say that they went to the doctor and they told the doctor what was happening with them. Victims of high-tech crime might go in and say, look, I hear some weird stuff. In my house, I hear some sounds. I may hear some people talking. I don't know what's happening with me. Something is burning me. I woke up and there was this, big scar on my face, bump or something that wasn't there the night before. When victims say something like that and they go to the doctor, because when someone is unfamiliar with something, you go into your doctor and more than likely you're a little bit scared. And so when they went into the doctor has told them basically that they were schizophrenic. Based on the information that they shared with their doctor, the doctor immediately writes it off as a mental health diagnosis. And what happens when an individual goes into a doctor and gets a mental health diagnosis? It's gold, right? That's it. Immediately, that person gets filed away into a category. That means that no one ever looks into it, even the victim. Immediately, that person is labeled crazy, given medication, and they take the medication, they have the diagnosis, and that's that. I've been doing my research because something doesn't seem right. For one, I am familiar with these high-tech terrorists because they have been terrorizing me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week since December 2008. I'm also a student. I'm also an intern, and I'm also not stupid. I looked up the definition of schizophrenia in the DSM-4, which is basically what's used to list definitions and the criteria that must be met for certain mental disorders and other things. And so for schizophrenia, it states that one must have delusions, hallucinations, disorganized speech. They must be catatonic, have social dysfunction, be withdrawn, etc., etc. Now, I even read one definition that says that people who hear voices may be schizophrenic, or schizophrenia may hear, just strange sounds, or they may have strange beliefs that seem out of the normal. Now, I am a victim of this high-tech terrorist organization, these hackers, right? These hackers and other individuals who are involved in this crime. And I hear people talking, like I hear hackers talking all day, insulting me, talking smack, talking calmly, talking to each other, violating my privacy, and actually harassing me all day, unless I go around people who they don't want them to hear. But it's different, or is it? Understand that laser technology, which is what these high-tech criminals are using, has the ability to be able to transmit through space, midair. It has the ability to be able to carry sound. It also has the ability to eavesdrop. It also has the ability to be able to see through structures. It also has the ability to be able to track people. It also has the ability to be able to burn the skin. A lot of people don't know, but laser technology has been used for quite a long time. Now, I've even seen stuff like, I don't know if you've seen the pictures of the letters that the hackers have burned in the clouds, like the letter F or even the letter A that they've burned, or even the X that they do for the Hacker Anonymous group, who is also part of the new age part of this crime. In addition to that, I've seen a lot more high-tech stuff. Like, these hackers are using sound waves. And if you look on the internet, sound waves has a lot of uses. With new technology, designers are actually using free space systems that have the ability to transmit holograms to a location other than their own, right? These high-tech criminals are operating point-to-point wireless systems that operate in free space. So they have a point A and a point B. And in between that point A and point B, they can basically transmit holograms, laser light. They can eavesdrop, all without any kind of dedicated line. Most people don't know that. So when they hear a victim talk about, like, oh, I'm hearing people talking in midair, they might think that they're crazy until people start taking this angle and realizing that something else is going on. So basically, what's the difference between what I hear and what I'm explaining and what schizophrenics go through? Well, that's kind of the point that I am getting at. Something isn't adding up. Understand that I've been reading a little bit about schizophrenia, and from what I read, schizophrenia isn't a disorder that is genetic or can be identified at birth, but it kind of just pops up in certain people, or certain people's families, or